Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Rapid Startup Meetup. We will get underway in just a couple of secs, waiting for everyone to come in. See a few people in there already. Good evening, good evening. A couple of people coming in. Got someone in from Melbourne. Christian, g'day, Christian. G'day, Paul. Nice to see you again. Jump on rapidexecutive.com/live if you want to watch on a page where you can comment as well, even if you're on a mobile device. We've put the page together. You can watch the presentation live and also comment at the same time. All right, let's get underway this evening. Just jump back to me. Guys, so really exciting. We meet up weekly online here as well to capture those that aren't in Perth that can come along as well. So see someone from Melbourne coming in there. Rapidexecutive.com/live, guys, if you want to join the chat. We are here to talk about business ideas tonight. Each week we go through one of the 7-day startup sections of Dan Norris's 7-day startup book. We're taking everything from ideation through to validating your idea, business names, websites, marketing plans, metrics, all that sort of stuff, right through to launch, getting to your first customers. So we're right back at the start again. This is week 1, day 1, whatever you want to call it, lesson 1. We're talking about ideation. So if you've got one idea, if you've got 50 ideas, if you've had that niggling idea in the back of your mind for years and really want to get it going, we will work through all of that. So we're going through some tips, some tools, some tricks to, I guess, validate that, work out what your business model would be, could be against some others to help you work out where your business sits and how you might want to take it to the next level or get it started if you're just getting started. Okay, Benjamin from Perth. If you're watching this on a replay, guys, it will stick around for some time. You can still jump on the chat in YouTube if you like as well, or send me an email. We can chat that way as well. Otherwise, Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock Western Standard Time, we meet up live, so you can jump on the chat. Chat's open for a couple of hours. It closes down towards the end of the night, so we don't get bots all week spamming us in there. But rapidexecutive.com/live, guys, if you want to jump in the chat, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to say hi. And stick around towards the end. We will jump into Benjamin from Perth. We will jump in from basically any Q&A questions that you've got on ideation on your business, anything from the presentation tonight or anything with your business, wherever you're stuck, wherever you're up to at the moment, what's exciting you, all that sort of stuff. So we'll get into that towards the end. The way this works, I jump through some presentation. I'm a visual learner myself. So for the visual learners amongst us, the presentation is usually helpful to have some images. I've got some screenshots, some tools, some tips, some quotes and things like that as well that have really helped me get my businesses going. I'm up to 5 businesses. I've just recently launched something new within one of the businesses, which I can walk you through tonight. Some of the stats on that, which is pretty exciting. I've got a new product that I'm launching this time around as well. And I'm also going to be walking through each of the 7 steps that we'll go through over the next couple of weeks to get you launched and your first customers. All right, let me jump over to the presentation, guys. If you haven't already, jump on, as I said, rapidexecutive.com/live, and you can follow along there. We'll get the presentation notes up. You can jump on there and grab all the notes from this evening as well. There's a big blue button that says download webinar bonus now. It's just a PDF, so you just click that button and it gives you a PDF in your browser that you can take and print or whatever you want to do with it. Share it with a friend if you like. Let's get going. So get my little pointer up there. Right, in this session, we will be talking about ideation. So what is ideation? Working out your ideas. So we'll do a bit of cycling around what the ideas might be, how you would pick an idea that suits you, where it sits within the business archetypes and business model matrix that I put together. We'll talk about that in a minute, exactly what that is, and some tips you can use to rapidly validate that idea, work out how good it would be, what the numbers might be, and what sort of market you're getting into. So we'll jump into that as well. Some really cool tools you can use to make that really simple. It's never been easier to model other businesses that are working. There's a lot less failure if you can see the road in front of you. So we'll start with our why. We'll get into the business archetypes, some models, and some validation. I'm actually going to tear down a business model at the end as well. So stick around and I'll show you exactly how we would do a validation on an existing business, just to work out exactly what sort of numbers that business is probably getting and whether that would suit you. And you can apply that to any of the models that we look at tonight as well. All right, quick recap before we get going on last session. So last week we talked launch. So we did a post-mortem on my recent launch as well, just to show you guys that I'm eating my own dog food. All the good things, all the bad things, all the lessons learned. So I'm talking a little bit about what's coming up for Rapid Startup, what's coming up for me, what's coming up in my businesses as well. Then we talked about ideation and ideas to MVP, how to get the product to market. We walked through the step-by-step launch, which we'll do again tonight. We'll just cover quickly what the next couple of weeks will entail as we get through this. And also gave you a bit of insight to what my next launch will be. So what did I launch? So just really quickly, I did walk through this last week. So for any newbies here, anyone watching this on the replay as well, this is just a bit of a look at my new sales funnel. It was based on a giveaway. Very, very good numbers I've had in the past on giveaways. Lots of people talk about how excellent giveaways are for driving traffic. People love free stuff. But I've never been such a huge fan, because the people that just want free stuff and you're selling stuff, it's really hard to get them to buy once the giveaway is finished. So a big screenshot of a lot of scribble. I won't go through this in too much detail. I'll break it down exactly what it means, but this was my plan. I mocked this up in about an hour in the morning as to what I was going to do. I had a giveaway flyer for an event that I was holding. I had the giveaway page, which I'll show you how that all works. And then I was planning to follow those people up and convert them from giveaway traffic through to actually being real customers with what's called an indoctrination sequence, or basically a couple of emails to try and get people to stick around. So this is what the giveaway looked like. So I'll just quickly show you how this whole thing was hung together. So the business that I was working with is my first 7-day startup. It's called buttercoffee.com.au. It's a coffee business, coffee and supplements, centered around the bulletproof products, which are pretty awesome. So it was our second birthday. We also had a live event. We were attending a big event over East. So we wanted to capture the excitement from that and sort of share a bit of social media love with both of those sort of things, sort of piggyback. So we thought we would do a giveaway, and I had some metrics that I was working with, and the tool that I was using is a WordPress plugin called SumoMe King Sumo Giveaways. This is actually a paid tool. There are a couple of freebies out there. This is around $100, so it's totally worth it. It's an excellent tool. I basically took some photos that I had in my e-commerce store, titled it, gave it a date and time, and that's it. The tool sorts out everything else for you. It does the collections, the email addresses, the giveaways. This actually does has a built-in viral thing as well, so people share it and they get extra entries, and gives them special secret URLs and all sorts of stuff. So I have no idea how any of that works. I just know that it does, and that's the beauty of this tool. It's all done for you. It's pretty cool. So you pretty much set it up, and at the end, it'll tell you who won. So the rest of it is up to the customers to work on. So just a bit of emails and marketing around that. So pretty cool. So my number one goal for the giveaway was to get 500 new email addresses. And as Peter Drucker says, what gets measured gets managed. So I sent an email out to my list, and 2 hours in, I had 19 people already signed up to that. Now, obviously, if I'm sending people from my email list an email about joining an email list to get a giveaway freebie, I'm obviously going to get not much return on that. I've already got these people in my email list. These are already converted to my customers. So the idea here is that they would tell friends, and they would get additional entries for telling their friends, etc., etc. We've got this viral thing happening, and then it grows. So your customers telling their friends how good something is and that they should join something. G'day, Barry. Is obviously good marketing for you. So that's where I jumped in first, was to get using my customers, existing customers, to try and get their friends. Friend referrals are great for your business. Then I had pretty much not a lot of time afterwards to do much else. So I pretty much had to leave it all up to social media from there. So I'm using a tool there called Buffer, which allows me to put these social media posts into Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, things like that. And you set a date and time that they go off, and then they automatically post out at those times. So I had some things in there about the event, things in there about the giveaway, and some value added stuff in there as well. So it wasn't all just one track mind, I guess. So that was all happening while I was there. So it was a 2-week turnaround time. The second week was the tie-in to the event. So day 8 to 12 was the event. So this is just before the event, and we already had 77 items. So we're on our way to hitting that 500 goal. Okay, the fortune is in the follow-up. So the follow-up is the emails. This was the important part. So how do I get giveaway customers to stick around and be real customers? So giveaway customers were people who were after something for free, and usually someone would see something for free, then it would be announced and they weren't a winner. All right, unsubscribe, see you later. Didn't win, I'm out of here. So those aren't the types of people that I want. So I'm going to basically write a few emails here. A welcome, don't leave yet. I've got lots of things coming. A giveaway reminder, and then some alternatives to coffee things, some event value, some things that I could tie into the event as well. We get through a couple of other bits and pieces, so sleep and healthy fats. These are very health supplement, health friendly kinds of products. So giving away some value with those, trying to show people the benefits of sticking around, lots of good information. I was basically reusing information from my website that I've used in the past, from previous email campaigns and things like that. So it wasn't a lot of work to do that, but very much tying it to the event. And then email 6, I would do the winner announce, and anyone left that didn't unsubscribe at that point, then I would move them onto my existing list. And hopefully there was 500 or more. So if you guys have been here before, you know I talk a lot about sales funnels. This was my funnel on a page. So the giveaway is cold traffic. These are people who want, as I said, free traffic. Hoping to get around 500 of those. After the email nurture sequence, I thought I would lose a few of people that really didn't want to be there. And then potentially, if I get a 50% hit rate, which is quite high, I was setting my sights quite high for my follow-up sequences to convert those to customers. So 250 additional customers, which is actually a 25% increase in my business. So big goals, big lofty goals for one little week worth of work and 2 hours worth of planning. So definitely some very high standards set. So that's my best laid plans. So what was happening in that last week just before we went to the event was I was going to send out one more email to my existing list. I then had a 5,000 people event, Thursday to Sunday. I had some more social media obviously happening in the background that I'd set up already. And then my final email post event to, I guess, close those people over. All right, skip to the end. Here's how the giveaway ended up. 107 entries. 1/5 of my plan. So you don't learn until you launch. It's a direct quote from the man himself, Dan Norris, from the 7-Day Startup. So what happened? I pivoted. So my best laid plans that I had as part of the event were thrown into complete chaos. The event was absolutely outstanding. Here is a picture of me at the event, and these were our makeshift email collection pieces of paper. So my goal was to get 500 email addresses as part of the giveaway. I ended up with 800 at the event itself that had nothing to do with the giveaway. I did have the giveaway box on the table, so some people did put their tickets in there, but most people signed up on my email list as well as putting their tickets in. So we pretty much sold out of everything, and what I ended up deciding to do was split the follow-up email just due to the success of the event itself. So I had a 100% increase in my email list, which is amazing. And instead of me getting a 25% increase, I ended up with a 100% increase of people who are actually rabid buyers. These were people who were clamoring to grab that piece of paper and write down their name. So these were people I got to convert at the event, talk to, get the know, like, and trust thing happening with them. Instead of, hey, do you want to enter a competition? These are people that were already interested in the information we were talking about at the event. So way happier with that. All right. And as Pat Flynn says, the fortune is in the follow-up. So let's look at what we did with the email sequence. So I turned the first email sequence, which was the giveaway customers only. So that's the 100 people plus anyone that was putting their name in the event box, giveaway box at the event. I actually shortened the nurture sequence and just said, here's the welcome, don't leave yet, the decaf coffee alternatives. And I combined that with the healthy fats and announced the winner. And I split the winners and put them over a second one and said, I will announce the rest tomorrow to try and keep people just that little bit longer. And then I gave them the awesome how to get ice cream for breakfast and lose weight killer at the bottom of that. So that was my email sequence just for the giveaway people. And then anyone left after that, we moved them to the list. And I was absolutely blown away by the open rate and the stick rate. So people that unsubscribed was a lot less than I expected. I expected, 50% of people to unsubscribe from that. As I said, we ended up with a 60% open rate. So the industry average for our niche is 13.5%. We smashed that with the giveaway. So I was so happy with that. It was really, really good. This is, I think this might have been the second email. So we ended up with about 180 on that list. So we had 107, I think I said before. The rest of those were the people that put their entry in a box at the event as well. All right, so what did we do with the rest? So direct target event fans. So I rewrote the nurture sequence, those emails to get people to stick around. But I didn't have to put anything about the giveaway in there. This was literally a indoctrination sequence to keep people on my email list. So it was 6 emails. I included all of the things in there, but they were all event value based. They were all, I could talk directly to these people that were at the event. I didn't have to worry about them, some of them being from the giveaway, some of them being friends of friends of friends of friends who were just trying to get free stuff. These were all people that were at the event who I'd talked to probably one-on-one, or one of our group had talked to one-on-one at some point. So we're able to sort of leverage that and include a lot of that extra value in there. So this actually took us an extra week. It took me a week to sort of hit the ground after the event, but it took me a week to get this back out and running. So the next Monday after the event, it was the first email. So Friday was the 5th email, which I said, that's it for now. We'll see you next month when we start sharing some more information with you. So there's a break after 5 days in a row of getting emails. And the last one was literally about 10 words saying, oh, wait, I forgot this cheat day. Here's some charcoal. And then move people to the list after that. So the open rate for this one, which had nothing to do, sorry, that's not supposed to say giveaway results at the top, sorry. This was actually the event list. So there was no real reason for people to open this apart from there was some value in there. So after the first email send, we had a 45% open rate. So that's crazy. I actually made a mistake of not putting a clickable image in there, so the click rate's actually lower than I expected. The second email I sorted that out, but a 45% open rate is crazy for absolutely no reason to open this apart from, hey, who is this? Why are they sending me an email? A lot of first-time emails never usually get a very good open rate. All right, so I now have a platform of 100% increase in my business that allows me to launch something new. So what am I launching? So 2 weeks ago, I said, I'll tell you later, it's a secret. And then last week, I sort of slipped in that it's supplements. So this is a healthy new supplement that I'm bringing out. That's not it there. That's just a stock image. Part of the ideation phase is for me to come up with concepts and things like that. So that's where I am at the moment. I have my product range. I've actually sorted out my suppliers and things like that. But I will be walking through all of those steps as I actually go through with it with my supplier, all those steps. So I'll be sharing all of these as we go through the next couple of weeks. So I'll take through the ideation phase tonight. I'll also go through the validation phase and show you some numbers, what I'm working with, what I'm planning, what I'm hoping to get out of this. So you guys can follow along. And obviously, if you have any questions around that, or if you're planning on doing some sort of launch yourself, we can lean on each other. We will be going through this over the next couple of months. If you can't wait 2 months, then you can go to rapidexecutive.com/launch, and I've actually put all of the last lessons together in one place. You can watch them all there. So rapidexecutive.com/launch. If you don't want to wait 2 months while we go through this, I guess slowly, if you want to get launched now, then you can jump on there and have a look. All right, so let's have a quick look at what the 7 stages are, and then we'll jump into the first one, which is ideation. So we'll come back to the business model matrix later on, but this is in the first stage, just working out across the different business archetypes, so teachers, freelancers, makers, and retailers, the different subtypes. So you might have seen these types of businesses before. Some of these are offline, some of these are different types of businesses that you could get into with your idea. Your idea might fit into some of these or multiples of these. Then I've provided a real world example. So again, I'll come back to this a little bit later on. In the second lesson, we go through validation. So rapid validation, or basically what that means is working out whether this would work. It's crystal balling. It's jumping on to see whether it's a hot product. Tools that you can use, data that you can use, websites you can use, and things like that to work out whether you think it's a good idea. Finding out how big the pie is. So there are tools that you can actually go and look at your competitors or existing marketplaces and find out, how much web traffic they're getting. When is there spikes? What sort of Google traffic and cost to acquire customers if you wanted to pay for traffic? How do you get in front of customers that exist already? How do you get in front of your competitors' customers cheaply, which we'll go through as well, all in that section. We also look at some physical product stuff. So how do you, if you're thinking about launching a physical product, and we actually break this down tonight, so stick around for that as well. There are a bunch of tools out there that can tell you how much products are selling, pretty much from anything and everywhere. So we're looking at what we're looking at here is obviously you can see the Prime ticks. You might have noticed those before. I'm obviously looking at Amazon here, the world's biggest online store. And there are tools out there that can give you rough estimates on actually reasonably good estimates based on my own facts and figures, because I'm actually selling some products on Amazon. So I'm using the tool and seeing that it's actually pretty good at calculating my sales based on what my actual sales are. So you can look at a product if you're thinking about getting into physical products and work out exactly what sort of sales volume, velocities, and the competitive marketplace it is. With some free and some paid. This one's a paid one, but some free tools as well. All right, in lesson 3, we get legal. We get real. We look at how you can actually physically start a business if you haven't started one, or if you can get legitimate if you're just a sole trader or things like that. How you can actually turn yourself into a real business. We look at naming as well. So every one of the top 25 brands in the world is 12 characters or less. Just something to think about there. So we look at some other tools. There's a great one called Namecheck, NAMECHK.com. A really good way of putting in. So what I did was a couple of weeks ago, I put in Rapid Startup, which just happens to be the name that we're using for all of this stuff here. You can see that rapidstartup.com is gone. Rapidstartup.ninja is gone. I don't own that one, unfortunately. Rapidstartup.co is gone. Rapidstartup.io is gone. That's me. But also a handy part of this tool is it tells you all of the usernames for social media profiles. So you can see that Instagram was still available, sorry. And about 2 minutes after I did this, I went and grabbed that. So it's a great tool for checking if the social profiles of the potential business name that you're coming up with are still available. We have a quick look at how you can get yourself legal with a very cool tool called incorporated.com. You can get yourself a ACN, which is an Australian company number, registered with ASIC, and an ABN, all in less than 60 minutes. So it's pretty cool stuff. Saves you having to track all the way around town trying to sort lawyers and all sorts of stuff out, accountants and things. You can do it yourself with a simple form online in less than 60 minutes. So I've done that a few times myself. I've definitely helped a lot of people do that. It's a much easier way. But I need a website to start a business. Number 4, lesson 4 is a big one. How to start a website. We actually stretched this out over 4 lessons. We did a few interims and we did it over 2 lessons in our in-person meetups as well, just due to popular demand. Everyone loves websites these days. I'm a nerd from way back, so I love this stuff. That doesn't mean you should spend any more than a day on it or any more than 1 lesson on it, but it's definitely something that really gets people going. And I know a fair bit about it myself. I'm always learning new things, new tools, and new ways to do stuff with things online. So plenty to share. You can do it very simply. You can get a landing page, a website up for $0 these days in 0 time using something like MailChimp. And we quickly go through how you would set up a landing page like this in about 2 minutes on that lesson, right through to super powerful tools that are just as easy to use. My favorite at the moment being ClickFunnels. It's just fantastic. I'm moving all of my stuff over to ClickFunnels. Obviously, I still have my blogs on a lot of my sites, on my e-commerce store and things like that. But all of my sales funnels, all of my signups, emails, webinars, everything else moving over to ClickFunnels. If you guys joined this session on rapidexecutive.com/webinar to sign up for tonight's email, you would have seen that that's a ClickFunnels page. So pretty awesome looking pages that come pretty much out of the box. Just a bit of drag and drop, some updated titles, your own images, and you're away. It's really, really cool and really powerful tool. But according to Gary Vaynerchuk, everyone needs to be a media company these days. So number 5, we get into marketing in 2016, which is what, where, and how to do the marketing. We get into social media marketing. Do you need to be on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, Anchor, all of those things, or just one? And we get into whys and hows of all that as well. Lesson 6 is metrics and tracking. Another one that is a big favorite of mine. Dan calls it the one metric that matters to get yourself to launch. So what is the one metric that matters to you and your business and your idea? Is it cost per acquisition or sales? Is it number of signups? Things like that. So working out what you need to measure, because what gets measured gets managed. Also in that section, we cover copywriting, email lists, funnels, and automation as well. I'm very big on automating things. If I can build a system to replace me in the business, then it's a business that I definitely want to be in. We go through a bit of an introduction to what funnels are. We talked a little bit about that at the start of tonight's session as well. A little bit of an insight into what we get into that. But if you build your own dreams, otherwise someone will hire you to build theirs. That's what I mean by building a sales funnel. A really simple example that I go through in detail. You would have seen this one earlier tonight as well. Simple things like a blog post can help move cold traffic into sort of warm leads for your business. People would like or sign up to your email list, and eventually you can follow up via email to convert into a purchase. Everyone gets tracked on Facebook. You probably heard the term remarketing. We get into a little bit of that as well, what the elusive Facebook pixel is and how powerful it is. It's just getting more and more and more powerful. Every week they're coming out with new things. They're testing new ways of making it work, new ways of filtering, new ways of capturing people. They're updating the algorithm a lot, for the better and worse for some people as well. Marketers ruin everything, so as people catch on and start gaming the system, they will change things. So we look at how the Facebook pixel would work, and how, again, as Pat Flynn says, the fortune is in the follow-up in with that. So how to get them onto an email list, away from that Facebook where they're chatting with friends and things like that, over into a commercial kind of environment. So much more efficiency on sales if you can get them out of email. Just for later on, this is actually a clickable link here. I should have made this blue, guys, but this is a fantastic introduction. If you don't yet know the power of email, how you can use what I showed you earlier around the email sequences, and how powerful a really good headline is to get people to open an email, or subject line, if you want to call it that. This is about a 20-minute listen. Of the time tonight, we haven't even talked about tonight's lesson, so let's look at your idea. Is it any good? I'm sure if you guys can hear the rain in the background, it's epically loud tonight, so it is coming down out there. All right, so let's start with our why. And why is that? Because if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. A quick touch on what is the 7-day startup. So if this is your first time around, guys, this book is just amazing. 2 years ago this month is when I launched my first 7-day startup after reading this book. I had read the 4-Hour Workweek. I'd read all sorts of self-help books and entrepreneur books and start your own business books and things like that. And it wasn't until Dan Norris put it in succinct terms that, hey, I could do this in 7 days, literally throw out everything you've been thinking, worrying, needing, thinking you need to do, and just launch, get it done, get a first sale, which is what we did. We launched Butter Coffee 2 years ago this month, about a week and a half ago, I think it was. And I still remember my first sale. So we went from an idea to building a website, which was our MVP. Actually, our MVP was contacting the supplier and saying, can you have product here in 5 days? And they said, yes, we can. So that was pretty much our launch date. We'd been given pretty much the 7 days from, oh, actually it was 8 days, but we started talking about it on the first day, on the second day anyway. So our launch date was actually driven by the fact that the product itself, which was a bulletproof product, was going to be put on local radio. It had nothing to do with us, but we wanted to get some coverage based on that. We contacted the radio station and asked if they could put us up as local suppliers, and they agreed to say as much. So that was basically our launch day set for us. So we had to work out the idea, do our numbers, get an MVP up, which was, can you guys give us product here in 6 days? We came out with a business and registered our business name. I went on to incorporated.com and sorted that out that day. We built out an e-commerce store, day 4. My wife and I worked on some marketing to get us launched and some stuff for the radio station and some social media profiles and things like that. The metrics that we were working out was how do we get our first sale, and we launched, and we got our first sale. Very exciting. So we've repeated that several times afterwards. I've since launched things like books and communities and courses. I've launched an Amazon brand along with a bunch of products in there, and I have many more coming. So this stuff works, guys, and it's not hard to do. It's definitely lots of work, but as I said, if you do what you love, you never work it out in your life. All right. So there is a checklist for your idea. We'll quickly run through it. You can find that at rapidexecutive.com/day1. This is the 9 elements of a bootstrapped business from Dan Norris's 7-day startup. So as he says, the number one thing needs to be enjoyable daily tasks. So you can go through this list. Not all of these would fit, but if you can tick off a fair chunk of these against your idea, then you're definitely in the running to have a good business model on your hands. All right, so let's quickly have a look at the 4 common business archetypes. As I said, I've put together this as a one-pager, so you guys can go through all of these at your leisure. I've also put a example and a business case or a case study together for all of these, so you can go off and do some further reading on those and see whether it actually fits you as well. So the first one is the teacher. So some famous faces you might know are common people that fit into this. Coaches, so things like online courses. If you're a thought leader, if you're a writer, or you want to do public speaking, and a mediapreneur is things like affiliate marketing. You've got a thought leader, probably Tim Ferriss there. You've got Pat Flynn, affiliate marketing. Gary Vaynerchuk, he does a lot of thought leadering, and he's definitely a mediapreneur. He's just a monster when it comes to media. These are examples of the teacher model or business archetype. Next one is probably another pretty common one that I've sat in myself, and you might find that even if you are keeping your day job, so I know a lot of people out there are aspiring to be entrepreneurs, are still doing the 9-to-5 thing. This model or this business archetype might suit you just to get started. So moonlighting or consulting on your existing skill. I've definitely talked to a few Uber drivers myself, and I've definitely talked to a few friends who do Uber and other time swap or resource swap services on the side. That's a freelancer as well. And these websites like Freelancer, Fiverr, Elance, or the gig economy, doing little gigs for, I guess, starting really cheaply, but they can move up quite significantly. There are some fantastic stories of people making quite a good living on these services as well. One thing that comes up when I talk about moonlighting and doing things on the side, guys, you need to be ethical. Having said that, I always said when I was working a 9-to-5 that lunch was my time. So if I'm not getting paid for lunch, then I'm sitting in my car working on my own business. That's something you can't take off of me. All right, the third one is the maker. This is one that I love doing. I wouldn't say I'm awesome at it, but this is definitely one that I aspire to do. I like creating things. I like building things, doing things with my hands. I like writing music. I like all that sort of stuff. I wouldn't say I'm very good at it, but certainly one I aspire to do. So this is things like your web designers, physical designers, architects, and things like that. Builders, whether you're a software builder or an engineer, software engineer, artists, painters, musicians, all that sort of stuff fit into here. So a couple of examples, some online guys like Justin Jackson. He's got a whole bunch of things like podcasts and communities, and he's very much a maker. He's a maker's maker as well. Nathan Barry, again, he's written several books. He's come from a designer sort of background, but then he started to write books about what designing is, and he's definitely the maker's maker as well. So it's pretty cool examples of those guys. And then the final business archetype is the retailer. And this covers e-commerce, whether it can be physical or drop shipping, physical premises. So yes, I know we talk a lot about online stuff here, but this can even cover physical businesses as well. Certainly not something that I would advise first-time business owners to jump into. Physical premises are don't have the best ROI from the businesses that I've worked with, and it's certainly a market that's getting eaten away every day by the growing internet and e-commerce platforms that are replacing those. If you are getting into personal one-on-one kind of events-based stuff, then that's probably where physical premises would definitely work, and something that's going to take a long time to get away from. It won't be until I guess virtual reality takes over that those sort of things would go by the wayside, but everything else is getting eaten by software. And the last one in the retailer there is Amazon FBA. So some examples, you can go and have a look at my first e-commerce, first 7-day startup business there at buttercoffee.com.au. That's my e-commerce. It's not drop shipping. It's actually, I'm packing those orders myself. If you've never heard of Amazon FBA before, then I urge you to go and check out the amazingseller.com/start. So Start is his, it's Scott Volker. He's American. If you can handle a crazy American, he is awesome. His Start page gives you probably one of the best roundups of what Amazon FBA or fulfillment by Amazon is. So if you've heard of e-commerce before, this is the next level up. So it's really amazing. We'll talk again a little bit more about that just towards the end of tonight's session. So which one do you choose? Okay, so as I said, I put all this together in a simple matrix. Each one of these clickable links will take you out to a real world example of these. So one of my favorites is this anarcho fighter. It's a case study of I know that's a very strange name, but that's his username on Fiverr. This is a guy who I think it was a couple of months and he paid off his house on Fiverr, which is a website where you go and you can get anything done under the sun for $5. He's a seller on Fiverr and he paid off his house. So you wouldn't think that that'd be possible, but that's the power of these platforms when you can scale something out. So as I said, there is a real world example that you can go through and then a bit of a breakdown of what the market size, potential market size for all these things are, how easy it is to get into, and what sort of business model as far as revenue. Is it automated? Can you automate this? Is it recurring? Things like that. So how much involvement you would need and all that sort of stuff. So it's a great simplification of if you're not sure where your idea sits or you don't really have an idea yet, but you know what you like and don't like, might be a good way to sort of eliminate some of these things that you don't necessarily want to get into. All right, so tell me, what's exciting you right now? Something I always tell everyone at the meetup is to talk about your idea. If you haven't heard of producthunt.com, if you go to producthunt.com, if you've got an idea for an app, a service, a website, a product, a physical product, a cool tool, I guarantee 10 people are already working on it. So we need to talk about our ideas, guys. We need to get it out in front of people. People aren't going to steal your idea because, as I said, they're already working on it. Someone's already thought of it before. The next one is a sale is the best validation. Talk to your customers and find out what they want. If you can get people to pull out their wallet and pay for something, that is the best type of validation. One of the fastest ways you can sell a physical or what's non-physical, a book, an ebook, a service, a platform, anything like that, is using a tool called gumroad.com. It's free. It's got everything you need to basically launch your product. It does credit cards. It does awesome sort of websites. You get a nice little gum.co link that you can send people with your product name in it. You can do recurring products, subscriptions, all sorts of stuff with that, and it's free. And they take, I think they take 5% or something like that. It's fantastic. If you don't know how to build a website, if you don't know anything just yet, but you do have a product or you even want to validate, you can use this to get people to pre-order. So you might not have even finished. Let's say you're writing an ebook or a guide for someone, then you can actually put it up there on Gumroad for sale and start getting interest. You can start getting feedback. You can start getting emails from people. All this stuff is all built into Gumroad and it's free. So it's fantastic. So if you're looking to get started and validate your idea, you can even get people to pull their wallet out and pre-order it. It's fantastic. I did that for one of my first books. All right, some other rapid validation, further reading. Guys, I love Brian Harris from Video Fruit. He has one of the first articles I ever read from him. It's called the vacuum formula. It's linked up in here. It's amazing. If you don't have an idea or you want to get your first, say 150 people to come to your idea and actually look it up, give you some feedback, go and read that article. I guarantee you in a couple of days, you will have your first 120 people. It's fantastic. Super, super easy, simple tools. He's done that multiple times. He's scaled this up. He's got hundreds and hundreds of case studies. I've done it myself. It's awesome. I guarantee you'll enjoy that read. Again, this is a narco fighter, the one I talked about before, the guy who bought his house after it was 1 year on Fiverr. And the next case study is one we're going to walk through just quickly. We've got a few minutes left tonight. I want to get into some Q&A for you guys, which is the retailer. So let's look quickly at Amazon FBA. All right. So how to launch on Amazon, 7-day startup style. So we talked quickly before about what the 7 steps in the 7-day startup are: ideation, minimum viable product, so getting something built quickly so you can check it out and validate it, naming it, building your site, marketing, metrics, and launch. So on the Amazon FBA, so the steps within Amazon FBA is product research. What is the product that you're going to sell? There's some awesome free and not so free tools that can help you with this, speed this process up. There are millions, literally millions and millions of products on Amazon. So which one do you sell? Obviously, ones that are selling well, that don't have a high competition. So how do you find that product then to sell it? So you need to find a supplier and sample. So your MVP is getting some samples. So naming it is setting up a seller account, getting yourself a logo for your seller account. Building your website is creating the listing on Amazon. Amazon's already got your website stuff covered. You don't need your own website to get started on Amazon. You just need to create a listing. Your marketing is keyword research. Everything on Amazon is built around keywords. People search for stuff and they're not searching for how to cure their I was about to say something quite rude there. I had to stop myself. Sorry, I've been talking health stuff all day. So they're not trying to solve some maths equations. That's a better way of putting it. They're actually looking for products. So everything is built around keyword research for actually people buying and selling products. So you need a review list as well. The way that Amazon does sales and their listings and what sits on the top of the listings and what gets put in front of people when they search is around the reviews and the good keyword research that they have. Metrics is around sales and your margins. And then when you launch, you do a promotion blast. So you would send out, I guess, a coupon. There's a whole strategy that I've got around promotion blasts that I use and have done in the past. And that would get you launched. It wouldn't be 7 days exactly. This would potentially take a couple of days each, but I've launched in a couple of weeks my first Amazon product up and listed on Amazon. So finding a product and why FBA. So if you've heard of drop shipping before, that's effectively what listing your product on Amazon is. Amazon looks after everything. So fulfillment by Amazon literally means they do the fulfillment for you. You send product to them, so you are the source when it comes to dropshipping. And not necessarily you from your house. You might find this product on Alibaba.com. and send it directly from China to the US. It's housed then in Amazon's warehouse. They get the order, they pack the order, they ship the order, they track the order, they look after the customer and make sure that they get it in time and they're happy. That's pretty much it. That's fantastic. It's the simplest model I've seen that has really, really good potential. And there's a bunch of tools here, so we will go through exactly what they are in a moment. So let's have a quick look at what you could do really quickly on Amazon. So I put in a search term. This was one that I came up with a couple of months ago. If we search this now, the numbers would be completely different because the landscape moves so rapidly. But this was one that I did several months ago, but it holds up pretty cool. So we were looking at a product that I really am interested in is stainless steel. So stainless steel items. Products that I think would be a higher quality when they come in stainless steel than cheap plastic or things like that. So stainless steel, and I looked at, for example, just show you one product was stainless steel bag clips. So this was the listings that came up when I searched using these keywords. And this is what I'm pointing you to. Just cast your mind over that one there. So then we grab this super tool called JungleScout, which gives me a listing collection. It tells me estimated sales and revenue for each of these listings. So this is the big stainless steel bag clips we saw there. Here I've highlighted it for you. It tells me they are FBA sellers, so that was people like you and me. They've got 140 reviews, and their estimated revenue for this month, when I did this, was $10,000. The next tool we can use is CamelCamelCamel. We can copy the listing URL into this tool, and it tells you back to the end of time, as far as it can see, that this product launched in November 2014. It listed its price at $24.95. It's now sitting at $19.95 for 6 stainless steel bag clips. And this is the price over time. So when they launched, they probably did a launch giveaway there, got their price really low for a couple of weeks, and then they shot it back up again, and then they probably did another launch, and they've slowly raised their price back up again over time. So this was probably March when I did this, and you can see back to November. So it hadn't been around for that long, this new product. So how do you source this product? If I type in stainless steel bag clip on Alibaba.com, which is I guess an Amazon for Chinese suppliers, we see that this stainless steel bag clip is selling for $1.30. And if your mind can remember what that image looked like, that looks awfully familiar to the one we were looking at before. So if you can buy something for $1.30 and sell it for $19.95, do you think that would be a good enough margin for you to try and get into this? So let's have a little bit of a closer look at this company. So we found out that this company is called Pro Chef Kitchen Tools. If you just jump back here, it actually says their name in here. That's a simple Google search to get Pro Chef Kitchen Tools. So we Googled them. We checked out their social profiles, which is the links up here. We checked out their stock photos. So I've seen this on a stock photo before, and they've just changed the words. It's a stock logo. And these images are very similar to the images they've got on their Amazon listings. So there's a couple of nerdy things here. You can find out exactly how they've built their website using a tool called BuiltWith, or whattheme.com will tell you what theme they're using. So this is a $160 retina theme from Shopify. Pretty much everything else is pretty basic. So they're using a very basic theme. They've changed the wording. They've changed the image in the background. That's pretty much it. And on their product pages themselves, it literally has this, which is a button that takes you back to Amazon to buy their product. So They're not even selling anything on their website, which is amazing. So this is very much a very thin veil of a company. No offense to the company, they're doing extremely well. So let's have a look at the top 11 products that this company is selling on Amazon. So it's all these stainless steel things. You can see them on here, some of the things they're selling, some stainless steel racks, pins and things like that. These are their listings on Amazon. So we've grabbed them all by their brand using JungleScout. For the month, their estimated sales for a month for a company that at the time had been around for about 3 months was $154,000 in revenue a month. They were around for literally 4 months at that time, which is crazy. All right. Who wants to start an Amazon brand? All right, quick recap on ideation. So what's your idea? Which model does your idea fit in? How to scope out your market and the numbers. So we looked at a bunch of things, bunch of tools, free tools, paid tools you can use to have a look at how things are working. You can tear down a physical product and see exactly how much estimated you think it could be making and whether that's worthy to get into, what the competition is like, how expensive it would be to compete against those guys. In lesson 6 of this, we'll look at exactly how you can do that with some awesome tools that will break down even when someone is paying for traffic. So if they're using Google ads or Facebook ads, you can actually go and find out what terms they're using and how much they're paying for those ads. If they're paying $2.49 and you put your bid in at $2.50, then guess who's going to get the traffic? So we'll cover that in lesson 6, something I'm working on at the moment, which is really cool as well. Yes, so funnel hacking, what's already working. That is actually a term, but you can model things that are already working. Businesses have been doing this for eons. All right, and as always, I want you guys to take action. This stuff isn't rocket science. The tools are out there. The tips are out there. This stuff is being worked on by lots and lots of different people doing this sort of stuff and getting great results. As I said, if you can't wait for the rest of these to get started, you can go back to the start again and watch them all on your own time at rapidexecutive.com/launch. Right, it is a great day to start something big. This is the first lesson of the 7-day startup. We have our in-person meetup tomorrow lunchtime in Malaga, which is up in north in Perth. If you guys want to come along to that, we'll be recapping some of this lesson 1 stuff. We also are having our session at a warehouse or a manufacturer's place. So we have, for those who are into inventions and physical products, you will get a lot more out of this session as well, as we have a manufacturing expert on hand to chat about those sorts of things as well. All the notes from tonight, guys, rapidexecutive.com/live. You can jump on there and grab all of the notes from tonight's session. It's just a PDF download. You just click the big blue button and it'll give you a PDF. You don't need to give me your email address or anything. And I still have a couple of sessions this week free. I've used a few already. So thanks to the guys who have grabbed a session this week already. It's been great chatting with you. But I offer free Skype calls with me. I love talking about this business stuff, guys, as you can tell by how excited I get and how fast I talk. But at rapidexecutive.com/coaching, you can grab a slot in my diary. There's still a couple left for this week. And I'd love to talk to you about your business. And that is all for tonight. All right, guys, was that helpful? Did you enjoy that one? I love getting back to the start again. It's so fun to talk ideation. My favorite of all of the lessons is validation. I love the breaking down businesses, seeing what's actually working, using the tools to find out the numbers, and yeah, I guess daydreaming about what could be. It's one of my favorite parts of this. I also love helping others with this as well. I've helped several people get over themselves, I guess, and take their first steps that they didn't think were possible. So it's a lot of fun for me and I enjoy it. So if you guys want to chat about that, as I said, grab the free coaching spots. You can chat for 15 minutes on Skype. They usually go for a lot longer than that. However long you've got to chat about your business, I'm happy to talk about this anytime. But rapidexecutive.com/live, guys, if you want to chat, I can hang around for a couple of minutes tonight before I go off to my team meeting. For anyone that's interested in Amazon and Amazon.com sort of stuff, there was big news in this morning's news. I don't usually read the news, but someone sent me this little note. The West Australian covered Amazon.com likely to launch in Australia and upset Harvey Norman and JB Hi-Fi. That was the title of the post. So it got my attention, obviously. Someone sent it to me and said, I think you might be interested in this. I certainly was. So we've been talking with Amazon reps, and the Amazon marketplace for some time with all of the things we have been doing. Not sure who that is, but yes, interested in Amazon. So we have been watching that space very carefully because it doesn't make sense for Amazon not to launch in Australia. They don't have physical products here. So if you go to amazon.com.au, you'll notice that it's just Kindle books and media, I guess, is all that's for sale there. You can't buy toasters and all that sort of stuff. So you can in the US, you can in, sorry, that was me, Alistair. G'day, Alistair. Nice to meet you. Yes, so they have launched in Japan, they have launched in Mexico, they have launched in Canada, they have launched in the UK, Germany, and things like that. They haven't yet launched in Australia. Now, there's several reasons for that. Market forces, regulation, and the big one is logistics. So we are a very sparse country, and our logistics system sucks. It's terrible. If you've been to any of those other places I mentioned, their public transport infrastructure and roads and things like that are way better than ours. So that seems to be a problem that needs to be overcome. Certainly not one that can't be overcome by such a big company, and they're very forward thinking. So I was chatting with you along with receive on this. I apologize, Alistair. I can't see anything in the YouTube one, but I'll get to that later on. Apologize. I've got them listed up there, but it says there's no chat. That could be a problem on my end. Apologies. Go into a store anymore and pay ridiculous prices. So it brings down the cost, makes it easier for us, and anything that does that for consumers is great news. On the starting a business on Amazon front, it's great news for us as well. If we're ahead of the curve, we've already launched our businesses and things like that. We understand how the marketplace works. We'll be positioned really well to capitalize on that. There will be an absolute gold rush when Amazon launches in Australia. The displacement of the current marketplace, so things like Dick Smith going under, is all precursors to, I know it's bad management, but it's all precursors to what the internet is doing to physical premise businesses. There is no reason to go into JB Hi-Fi, for example, if Amazon can drone deliver you your product in half an hour. So that's the way the world's going. And if you want to jump on that trend, now would be the time to do it. So very exciting times for anyone interested in Amazon if they are coming here shortly. We've had, I also run the Amazon meetup group down here in Perth. So we have had a big UK and US based Amazon resource reach out to us to partner with us as well on that. And we've had an Alibaba rep and an Amazon rep reach out to us and ask us if we want to come and meet at a sellers summit type events in Melbourne and Sydney as well, because they're literally coming here to talk about this sort of stuff. So very exciting times if you are interested in selling online and if you've heard of Amazon before. So I was very excited about that today. So go and check that out, guys. Sorry, I missed those comments there, guys, on YouTube. All right, guys, I can hang around for a couple more minutes. If you've got questions, anything about validation, anything about ideation, if you're not sure what your idea, what model your idea fits into, I've been talking this week with a couple of coaching clients around how to actually monetize your idea. You might have this fantastic idea for a service or a website or some kind of business model, but you're not exactly sure how to monetize it. You might have some traffic, but you don't know how to turn that into paying customers. You might have a great idea and a great service, but you're not sure how to get customers in. So those are some of the things that I've been helping some of my coaching clients with this week. So definitely top of mind if you guys want to talk about that. So let me know what your idea is, where you're up to, what you're stuck with, what's exciting you at the moment with your businesses. I'll hang around and answer any questions while I try and get the chat box up from YouTube. Apologies for that one. Let me know where you're coming in from. You can change your name with the little black bar underneath the chat box there. I'll tell you you can update your name by clicking anonymous and change it. Looks like I can't get to those chat window on YouTube while we're live, so sorry about that, guys. If you are watching the replay, I can get to you afterwards in the YouTube chat. But rapidexecutive.com/live, and you can jump on to the chat box we've got set up there as well. You can also grab all the notes from tonight's session. All right, guys, I will leave the chat window open for any further comments and questions. Let me know. I do have to jump off and jump on my weekly team meeting, so I need to use the webcam for that, guys. But I'll stick around in the comment box if you want to chat to me there, or chat to any of the other members in there. And otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow in person in Perth, or this same time next week. We'll do an in-between episode next week and talk about a little bit of validation again. So it's one of my favorite subjects. All right, guys, have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.